Good morning. I'm eating. I'm eating breakfast at 11 o'clock. There you go. Wash it down. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the day after the weekend. My weekend was fantastic. We got so much done. So much done this weekend. It was fantastic. The yard looks amazing. We spent a lot of time outside, getting a lot of different projects done. I started a new project I'm very excited about. I don't know what happened, but like there was this huge explosion the end of last year, middle summer to like November, December. Huge explosion with Xbox 360. It's a retro console now. They figured out how to soft mod it on the fly, no more taking it apart and soldering things. So I've been really intrigued in this. So I started a project over the weekend. I'm really excited about. So we'll see how it turns out. That's where I was actually this morning. Working on this project. I'm like, oh shit, it's getting late. I better start streaming. So here we are. I'm here now, guys. Rogue City Brewing, good to have you here, man. Haven't seen you a bit. Good to have you back. Bead Runner, good morning. How you doing? Ended going with the Elgato Stream Deck Plus and XLR dock. Nice. Rowdy Joe, welcome in, brother. Elgato Stream Deck Plus. Is that the one with the knobs? Is that what that one is? And you got an XLR DAC? That's cool. Are you happy with it? Are you happy with it now? Good. Does that mean you're going to start streaming, or is this just for like when you're playing games? Is this just for gaming? I'm sure it can do both, but do you stream anymore? I don't ever see you stream unless you change your name. I don't know. That sounds like fun though, either way. I haven't really done any upgrades to my system at all, and I'm not really haven't really looked at it anything, but I'm pretty happy the way it is right now. All my money is being funneled into these side projects right now that are starting to pay off, so that's good. That's good news. I love when things pay off. So GG's and all. Don't know yet. It will be here tomorrow, and yes, but haven't streamed in a while. Okay. All right. Well, good. We wait patiently for those days to return. Make sure that when you do go live, if it was auto before in Discord, then you don't have to worry about it. But if it wasn't auto, you'll have to add it there for us. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, Peak's been streaming like crazy lately. I was only barely able to catch a little bit of his streams over the weekend because we weren't even home for most of it. I'd be on my phone, wife's in the grocery store, whatever. Hi, Peak, how you doing? Trying to watch in the car. So yeah, summer's rolling around. I'm streaming less, but other people are streaming more now, which is great. The community as a whole is still continuously streaming, so I don't have to do it all the time anymore, which is great. I had a great stream week last week. Very happy with the outcome. We streamed a long time on some Gray Zone. Had a lot of good fun with Gray Zone. I figured out I really haven't had a chance to really do anything gaming wise, guys. I played for a little bit on Saturday. I was waiting for people to show up, and I think people are more interested in being outside and stuff, which you can't blame them. So all good. But I haven't really updated anything. I figured out, I'm pretty sure on my end anyhow, I figured out what the frame generation issue was with Gray Zone. I don't know if other people are having problems. I haven't really seen anything, but again, I don't know how people have their video card set up and whatnot. So if you guys are still having frame generation issues, for those that are in NVIDIA, I can't help you with AMD stuff or AMD GPUs. But if you guys are having problems with Gray Zone, the micro stutters and issues like that, hit me up and unless I do a write-up, which if I get a chance today, I will. But again, I'm balls deep in a couple projects right now, and I'm trying to get them done this afternoon, so we'll see what happens. So, We'll just get started here. Most of you guys are, again, it's Monday, so most of you guys are working. So you guys can watch the VOD later if you're not here in the moment. But as you know, I left at a decent hour, not as early as I wanted to, on Friday to play War Dogs, to check out this War Dogs playtest. I'm glad that I waited. I'm glad that I played with the homies for a while and then went later on in the afternoon, because it was, the only way for me to sum it up, it was a shit fest. It was not good. I never even got into a game. We waited forever. Whoever set it up, I mean, not to put blame anywhere on anybody. I don't know if it was the players or if there's just not enough people to play or what, but the 4,500 invites that went out for War Dogs was globally. So we only had about 1,000 people in the NA that were invited in. At some point, someone said they saw 700. I never saw that. We had up to 10 different servers we could join, which was nice. We had a server. The problem is that we only two servers filled up, and they always stayed at 100. The third never filled up. You had to have 80 players to start. I sat in there. I actually ran all the way to the circle on foot, because you can't unlock vehicles while you're waiting. So I just said, fuck it. And I just ran. I spent 15 minutes running from one side of the map to where the fight would take place in the circle. Kind of checked it out. I did everything I could besides getting into a game. Because I went into Discord, and there's a lot of people, and they're like, everybody join this server. Everybody join this server. We just couldn't get 80 fucking people in there. I think at one point there was 70. And it just, yeah. And then Saturday, I just didn't have a chance because I was just too busy with things. So Friday was bad. So I don't know. I can tell you, I'll explain and I'll give you kind of a review of what I saw. Okay. If I were to sum this game up, it would be, so it's like, the map is about the size of a standard Hell Let Loose map. Okay. Huge. Okay. If this game was like, okay, a modern day Hell Let Loose, if it had like a King of the Hill game mode, that's pretty much what this game is. There's building aspects, and there's forward operating bases. You don't have to go all the way back to base. You can actually start somewhere closer to the circle. But it's just, I mean, it's, for those that know what Hell Let Loose is, that's pretty much what it is. So if you're a Hell Let Loose fan, this might be a good game for you. I didn't get to get in there and actually play. I screwed around in the firing range, and I went through the tutorial a couple times just to kind of screw around with that, just so I had something to play while I was waiting. It's not like Battlefield. It's not a simple Battlefield game. You have to buy ammo. You have to buy everything. You have to buy your armor. There's like some, I would say, kind of like some extraction shooter elements in there where you have gear fear, which is crazy. So like, imagine Battlefield, but if you die, you lose your gear, and then you have to buy more, because cash is king. That's what this game's all about. Everything you do in the game earns you money, and when you die, you lose everything. So it's kind of like there's extraction shooter elements in there with a lot of Hell Let Loose, really, and then more modern era stuff. So it's a weird combination of everything. It's not really for, I would say it's more for tactical players. It's not for like Battlefield Weekend Warrior guys. It's not for Call of Duty people. It's a very tactical Hell Let Loose type game, if that helps you. So if that sounds interesting to you, that might be for you. If that's not what I had a completely different perception of this game. So I'm glad I got in there and was able to do what I did. But again, it was a shit fest. I don't think they gave enough invites out for each region. So they claimed it was good for them. They got a lot of feedback and whatnot. But when you only have 2 servers running, it's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. So at the same time that I was doing that, I realized that PUBG Black Budget was doing another play test, which is great. So it looks like every 6 months or so with them. That started on Friday as well. So I got in there, I played that tutorial, messed around a little bit, and that looks interesting, but there's no solo lobbies. And I don't play with randoms, not new games like that. So again, if anybody's interested and wants to run it, I don't know how long that is for. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can pull this up. It might have just been this weekend. I don't know. I didn't see any time frames or anything like that. So Smokey, good morning, man. How you doing? I'm already on my rant. Bubbles, what's going on, brother? Well, that don't sound bad as long as it plays good. Then you gotta love Hell Let Loose. Yeah, so I mean, like, you're a Hell Let Loose guy. Like, I really want to give it a try. it sucks because I waited all day to get into a lobby, and there was a lot of us that, some people are a little more vocal about it than others, and I rightfully so. A lot of us have been waiting for this opportunity. They've been hyping this fucking game up. We get this exclusive invite that's only available to 4,500 people worldwide, and then we can't even get into a game. So it was very frustrating and disappointing. But it sounds like the game's coming out later this year anyhow. I would say probably not around November. If I were to guess, I would say probably late September, maybe early October. They're not really competing with any other shooters out there. I mean, it's kind of their own thing. There isn't really anything close to it unless you play like Hell Let Loose. But I don't think anybody in their right mind wants to compete with GTA 6. It's just not going to happen. Which there's been a lot of stuff coming out of that camp this weekend as well. A lot of other rumors that are started. A lot of them sound like bullshit to me, but time will tell. But there's a lot of rumors going on around right now about different games. I'm sure you guys have all seen a lot of this stuff. We'll talk about it one at a time, but I just wanted to put that out there first because I know a lot of you guys were waiting for me to give you my war dogs and first impression, this and that. I can only give you half a first impression because, again, I wasn't able to actually get into any games. I could play the firing range. I can get into a server and check the map out, but that was it. That was limited to just that, which sucked. So yeah, I spent a lot of time outside. So Black Budget is different. It is. It's and I would like to give it an honest to God shot. I really would. But I need people to play with. Project Valor just got another update. I was reading through the patch notes today. Anybody playing Project Valor tonight? I've been trying to drum up some business for you guys. Doing what I can. I'm crispy like a lobster. Six Flags Saturday hit the lake yesterday. God damn. Hell yeah, brother. I was on my lawnmower almost all day. I got so much done. And then we basically just hung out in the garage. At 7 o'clock, the wife said, hey, aren't you going to get on with your friends? I'm like, I pull up Steam. I'm like, nobody's on yet. So we just hung out in the garage, and every once in a while I check my phone. Nobody's on yet. So at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, we finally came in, and I jumped on here. I played some Gray Zone for a little bit. But yeah, it'd be great to get some people together and try to play this. There you go. Black Budget Playtest. It looks like it's over. Bummer. All I can do is uninstall it. So yeah, fuck, another opportunity squandered. Let's see. Test ends. Oh, it ended this morning. Fuck. So it was only from Friday until yesterday. God damn it. Oh well. This was the second closed alpha test. First one was in December. So, I don't know. And there wasn't an NDA so we could have fucking streamed that. Oh man, that's a bummer. Bummer. All right, that's over with. All right, uninstall. Uninstall. All right, Black Budget's out. That sucks. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That was the weekend. War Dogs never got into a server. Waited all fucking Friday afternoon. Couldn't get into a server. And never got a good chance to play Black Budget. So, oh well. Because if you know about a playtest and need peeps, let us know ASAP. Uncle Bubba, we have a playtest going on tonight for you. It's hard because a lot of playtests aren't on console. I would say most playtests nowadays are just not on even console anymore. So most of the games we've been playing are PC only. But you have access. We can give you access to Project Valor, which is a very chaotic PUBG. So if you wanna be involved in that, the only problem is there isn't crossplay. So because you're on PS5, you'd have to play with other PS5 people. But if you have some friends, we could probably get you enough codes that you and your buddies can get in there and play too. So, number one, are you interested in playing a playtest game that's a lot of fun? It is a BR game with some RPG elements, I guess, and just chaos. And would you like enough codes that you can invite a couple of your PlayStation friends to join you as well? Put together a squad, maybe. That happens tonight, 8 o'clock. And it goes from 8 o'clock until whenever there's less than 20 people on server. So like 11 o'clock, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's usually 2.5, 3 hours, and then they pull the plug. Every Monday. This is an ongoing thing. I joined last week. Free's been in this thing for a couple of months now. I joined last week because they finally added keyboard and mouse support. I had a pretty good time with it. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's, to check something out, it's cool. So Zero Gaming the next few weekends, busy. Yeah, absolutely. Same here. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks from now, I do believe, middle of July, the 13th or the 15th, we will be gone. We're going to be in Chicago. We're taking our daughter to Chicago for a vacation. We already booked our train tickets, and then last night we finally booked our hotel. A little over budget, but, we like some swanky shit. Every vacation we go over budget, but that's, it is what it is. It's called making memories, guys. Money comes and goes. Memories are a lifetime. So, Smokey will be in there tonight. I would if I had the peeps, but not interested. I don't know PUBG controls to even have fun. I mean, it's a BR. You ever played a BR before? Hello, wife. How you doing? Speaking of, I was waiting until she popped in here. The wife messaged me this morning. She has been chosen in her region for 40 under 40. She does business like no other. So for young business prospects, proteges and whatnot, whatever. You told me. I'm letting it out. There you go. Either way, a little quiet congratulations to the wife. It hasn't been announced yet, but she knows. There you go. I told you, my wife kicks ass all day, every day. She puts up with me on the weekends, and then she goes right back to work. So there you go. She's out there kicking ass. So yeah, that was my weekend. Got a lot accomplished. Video gaming sucked. And now we forge ahead through this week. We got 2 more weeks, and then we go on vacation. But yeah, going from here on out, probably until the end of August, we're going to be pretty busy on the weekends. So there you go. Other than that, what was I going to tell you? I think that was it. So I don't know if you guys heard, the ones that are just getting here. War Dogs. My first impression of War Dogs is I didn't get a chance to fucking play it. I sat in a lobby for hours on Friday trying to get into a game. Never got in. But the game is, for those that want more clarification on what this game actually it is. So the map, there's a lot of hell let loose here. The map is fucking huge, right? And there's 3 different locations on the map on the outer edges where your team spawns. And then it's everyone getting to the center where the fight's taking place, because it's basically King of the Hill. There's forward operating bases, there's building aspects, kind of like in Hell Let Loose. The whole idea is the more people in the circle, whenever the timer hits 0, that's another point for that team. The first team to 100 is, wins. So it's kind of like a modern day Hell Let Loose, King of the Hill game mode with some extraction shooter mechanics. And it's, I wouldn't say permadeath, but you lose all your shit on death. So if you die, you respawn at the forward operating base or your regular base. There's vendors along the way, so you just bring your money with you. Good thing money doesn't weigh a shit ton of money or a shit ton of weight like it does in Gray Zone. So every time you die, you have to go back and buy your loadout again. You have to buy the gun, you have to buy the magazine, you have to buy the ammo. it's not arcadey. It's more of a like a mill sim. It's not Call of Duty. It's not Battlefield. It leans way more into tactical, like Hell Let Loose type gameplay. So that's as much without actually playing the game, getting into an actual firefight and things like that. That's the best I can explain it to you guys. It's going to be niche. It's not going to be accessible to everybody. I mean, it will be, but not everyone's going to want to pick this game up. It's not the next Battlefield. It's not the next Call of Duty. It's just going to be a niche game for people that like games like Hell Let Loose. So there you go. I mean, kind of like Arma. Yeah, I mean, if Arma had Arma, I don't know. I've never played Arma Reforged, but I'm assuming a lot of people say it's very similar to Squad or Hell Let Loose. So I think of something like that, but it's King of the Hill. You're not going to spend time on much of the map except for wherever the circle is. That's where everyone needs to be. So I think the map is just so big to get people to play differently, because if you die and you have to go way back to your base, if you're on foot, you're never going to get back to the fight before the game's over because it takes forever to get there. I think I ran for 10 minutes straight before I got there, which is crazy. So you got to rely on vehicles to get you where you need to be. Forward operating bases or places where you could spawn a little closer to the fight, like Hell Let Loose. So that's what the game mode is, guys. I played Gray Zone all weekend on my new monitor. So what were your impressions? What'd you think? Did you have any micro stuttering like we experienced on Thursday and Friday? Because I fixed it on my end. I found out what it was, and the game runs buttery smooth now. Like, I mean, really almost better than it did before. But there's a trick to it. And I may have figured out why Free to Escape was crashing on us on, what was it, Thursday afternoon. I put that in Discord for him. Hopefully he sees it. He's not here yet. When he gets here, I'll remind him to take a look at it and see if that might be his issue. But I might have figured out why he was crashing so much. Armor, you need military or rank to get your weapons of choice. I don't know. I think you do unlock things as you go. I'm assuming that's kind of how things happen, or you have to use your money, your cash, to unlock certain things. Again, I didn't really get to get into that. Firing range, you can pick up anything you want. It's kind of like training mode in PUBG. You have access to everything, so you can train, and then you get into the game. So I did spend some time in the firing range, messed around with the tutorial a couple times. The game looks decent. It looks kind of simple. Some of the buildings I was telling my wife while I was kind of running around in the game while she was playing her Sims behind me. Some of the houses remind me of PUBG. It's weird. I don't know if they're borrowing assets, but some of the houses look very familiar, I guess. But either way, not getting into a game is wild. Yeah, bro. 4,500 invites went out, but that was globally. So we only had about 1,000 people in NA, and only 2 servers filled up. So they had a server browser of 10 servers that you can get into. So they had enough room for people. The problem is that there weren't enough people to fill all the lobbies, because you had 2 lobbies that are always 100 people, right? And those people weren't getting out of there. As a matter of fact, I was looking at some of the Discord stuff, and there was a bunch of players that from the time started on Friday until they actually shut the servers down, these people never left the server. They didn't even take a break, man. That's how much they played. So the rest of us were trying to fill up another server. We needed 80 people to start, and I think at one point we got 70 in there, and then the number started going back down again. And then we had a bunch of random people sitting in servers by themselves, or 10 people here, 10 people. We were trying to get people to join. Yeah, it sucked, man. So it is what it is. Enjoy your day. We're off to a meeting. Have fun. More meetings. Those are always enjoyable. No, I didn't. And it's so much smooth with G-Sync. Yeah, I run G-Sync on mine too. It's really, you add that to DLAA with just the right amount of frame gen, and the game just looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, I mean, I used to shit on frame generation. I think that's I think it's still kind of a trending thing. But in the games where I use it, I don't have problems with it. Now, when it first came out and we experienced frame generation for really kind of the first time was Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. And we had that huge problem with it. Whenever you jumped out of inventory, it would basically freeze the game. In live during my stream, we had one of the developers come in and I showed him live in the stream, like, this is bad. I don't know if they fixed it ever, but it was a glaring issue, right? So after that, I was kind of reluctant to use frame generation, but man, I'm using it a lot more now. And it's a very enjoyable experience, especially in games that utilize it. What my experience is, though, you have to really force it and fine tune all your settings in the NVIDIA app and not really rely on the game to do it for you. If you force those things, the game can't change it and you know what you're getting. So for the power users out there that have NVIDIA cards, I highly recommend, if you have the capability, you know what you're doing, definitely use the NVIDIA app to fine tune your games before you get in and play them. Much more enjoyable experience. So, so you never got to play War Dog? No, never got to play it. I got in again. I got into the firing range and I got into the tutorial. I got into a server by myself and I ran around in there and checked things out. There just wasn't enough people to start a third server. So a lot of us just kind of missed out. And I saw there was a lot of disappointment in the Discord. So it is what it is. And then Saturday, the wife and I were so busy, we just didn't have a chance to play. And then when I did finally come in, I played Gray Zone for a little while. I'm still working on Hazardous Treasures. It's 6 locations. I thought it was 3. I guess I forgot, but the last one for me is YBL. So I've done everything. The last one I have to do is go to YBL and then grab the container and then that one's done. But I mean, I'm on the last 4 or 5 end game tasks right now. So the game's almost over for me. So I'm kind of taking it slow, taking it easy so I don't burn through the rest of the game. And then I'm bored. You know how I am. You know how I am, guys. Yes, Manny just had a few games of MP. It's bit giving it a few minutes, almost cheating or amazing players. Free to escape. There he is. Thank you for the resub, brother. I might go back to controller before I done that. Before halfway through some game switches to keyboard, carry on downing players. And do you remember me saying that I had to force the DLSS in the app? Yeah, I did the same thing because it shows that it's using K, but it doesn't show DLAA. So when I force it, that's what I had to do. Basically for me, I had to force DLAA to make sure 100% is doing that. And then I went in and I changed the frame generation to dynamic. I limited it to 3x. And then I went into the game and I changed that to dynamic. If I'm running dynamic in the game and I'm forcing dynamic 3x in the NVIDIA app, that's the perfect marriage. Now I had no problems. For some reason, if I went back to normal default settings in NVIDIA app and I tried to utilize frame generation to some degree or even just the dynamic in the game, it never kicked in. Ever. It was weird. So forcing it in NVIDIA app and then turning it on in the game, that makes it work. So I don't know if it's a bug or if it's something I was doing because I was already forcing it before the patch came out. I don't know. But if you're having microstutter issues in our NVIDIA video cards, try that and see if that fixes it for you. But yeah, I mean, it's night and day difference now. It looks and plays so much smoother. I love it. Halo Let You, it's quite fun actually on Infinite. That was the problem because it was like the DLS wasn't working. Yeah, and then frame generation wasn't kicking in properly either. Yeah. So I don't know if it's something that they broke or if it was because people like you and me, we force these things in NVIDIA app and then when a patch comes out, it breaks something. So that might be the case. But either way, I figured it out. I got it going. Everything seems to be smooth now, so. Okay, that's bullshit. Yeah. Hello, people. I mean, I probably would have had a better experience, because, people are working. I get that. There's a lot of us who are on different shifts or, they work from home or whatever. and have the capability of playing during the day. But I get it. After 6 o'clock on Friday, probably would have been a better opportunity. But 6 o'clock, we were making dinner, we're hanging out with the kids, we're either, we're out doing things. So by the time I was able to get in there, the servers had already shut down. That's when I decided to play some Gray Zone. So I don't know. I don't know. I will see if they do another play test. It'd be nice to get in there. And I might have had a better opportunity on Saturday, seeing that, people are home. But I just didn't have the opportunity. So it sucks. I really wish I could have got a couple, solid 3 hours play on Friday so I can give you a better review than that. But this game is not for everybody. That's a fact. It's not for everybody. So, and people keep asking me, I don't believe it's coming to console. I mean, it's going to be early access when it comes out. So, you know how that goes. They typically don't go to console either. So, this is going to be probably going to end up being a PC only game until maybe you get a full release or the next console comes out. I don't know, but as of right now, from what I understand, War Dogs is only PC. So, playtest night. Free, I got a question for you here in a second. Maybe you think if they redo the playtest, invite more than 40. Yeah, I mean, I was under the impression that it was 4,500 people and it was NA only. But I've been involved in so many playtests recently, I'm pretty sure I got that mixed up. So then because I was like, how are we only 4,500 fucking people? I get that a lot of people are working right now, right? But we can't fill up a third server. You're telling me there's only 220 people on. What is this, Project Valor? Like, people know about this game. People are interested in this game. There's a lot of hype behind it right now because people are like, ooh, what is this? This looks a lot like Battlefield. It's not like Battlefield. It was weird to me. So then I find out, it's global, and then I'm okay. Well, that makes sense then. So I don't know. Who knows? How was it for early alpha? Is there potential for War Dogs? I never got into a game. I mean, I was able to get into the firing range, play around with some weapons. I did the training thing. Trainings, I mean, it's your typical training. Nothing big, but I still wanted to see what was involved and whatever, some mechanics, play with the guns. And then I was able to get into a server by myself, and I just ran around. I spent 10 minutes basically running from my base to where the fight happens in the circle. The only thing I can tell you is it's a lot like Hell Let Loose. It's more Hell Let Loose than it is Call of Duty or Battlefield. It's like a modern day Hell Let Loose, King of the Hill game mode with some like extraction shooter elements thrown in there as well. So I don't know. It's not going to be for everyone. I think it's going to turn a lot of people off when they find out exactly what it is. Oh, that's not what I thought. I think a lot of people think this is basically like Battlefield King of the Hill edition. It's not. It's not. Even the gunplay, I would say it's more like a PUBG. More like an extraction shooter, really. What's tonight? Yeah. I wonder how codes got wasted and not even used. Well, supposedly if you didn't log in after a certain amount of time, they revoked your key and they gave it to somebody else. I don't know if that's, I sat in there for a while and then I take a break and then I come back and I try it again. And yeah. So you probably saw me go live or fire up the play test a handful of times on Friday because we just couldn't get in. And I can't sit here all day waiting. Well, not on a beautiful day when I have things to do outside. If the game's play, I'll play it. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and wait all day. 8 p.m. I'll be there. Was the mechanics any good? I mean, from what I could tell, I mean, there's recoil on the guns. It's not Battlefield. It's not Call of Duty where your gun, you just, you can hold it with, hold the fire button and you just basically, there is recoil. There's some kick to the weapons. I think that right there is going to turn a lot of people off. People don't like recoil in these games, but it's not an arcade game. It's more of a military tactical milsim tactical game. It's more milsim than it is arcade. Let's go. Quite a few homies should be joining us tonight. Well, they got another year or two. This is dropping this year in early access. I'm thinking late September, early October, because again, no one really wants to compete with fucking GTA 6, even though it's only console only. I saw a lot of BS, propaganda, of course. over the weekend. A lot of these, the PC master race is going to be crying, when GTA 6 comes out. And most people in there will be like, hey, bro, you do realize most of us PC gamers also have a console. So, like, what? But I mean, I wouldn't want my game competing against them either. There's going to be a lot. I mean, GTA 6 is going to be just, overhyped. It's starting to be overhyped as it is, but I want my game releasing before or 3 months after GTA 6. Not the same month as, or not even 30 days after. So, but I mean, this is going to be a PC only game for what I understand. So I guess it doesn't really affect those people, but either way, I'm not going to risk it, man. I'm not going to do it. As long as me, you, and BD are in a squad, I'm good. Squad for what? Tonight? I wish I had a PC. I think that game sounds fun. What does Captain Picard say? Make it so. Come on, Bubba. You have the power. Make it so, bro. You got, you know what? You have more than one HDMI input on your TV, bro. You could slide a gaming PC in there. And you can buy or you can build if you're comfortable. I have a small form factor PC. That's my gaming PC. It doesn't look like it anymore. I took all the sides off it. It's basically just open air chassis. But you can fit something on your table, on your TV table. You could fit a gaming PC on that thing, bro. And you'd be a happy son of a bitch, I guarantee it. You'd have access to everything. The games you play now will look 10 times better. You'd be a happy guy. Just saying, bro. Anyhow, we need chicken dinner. Wild that people think that guns don't have recoil. I know. Well, I mean, that's just comes from, growing up with COD and these other arcade shooters. So Free, real quick here before I lose my train of thought. I put it in Discord for you. All the crashing you had happen over, what was it, Thursday, Friday, when you were trying to play Gray Zone with us. There is a bug right now with AMD and Windows 10. I know you said you're on Windows 10. You're not doing Windows 11 until you absolutely have to do that, which is fine. But Windows 10 and AMD video cards, something is shutting off rebar and causing issues in BIOS. So you might want to look into that because that might be the problem that you're having right now. Because I think you said you got into BIOS and something had changed and you're like, what the fuck is this? And I thought I already had it. That might be something that wasn't your fault. There's a problem with whatever this bug is. So look into it, just see if that might pertain to you. But when I saw, I was like, oh shit, maybe that's why Free was crashing and he was having so many problems that day. But I don't know, just a suggestion. Early alpha test and releasing this early in EA. Sketchy. Yeah, I don't think they're a scam. We've seen pictures of their team. These guys are pretty good in their Discord. They're pretty vocal. Like the scam games are the ones where they give you one hype video and then there's like one community manager that doesn't know anything, but I'll reach out to the devs. You know what I'm saying? Like you can always tell a game kind of by their Discord nowadays, anyhow. If the devs are on there regularly and they're talking and they seem to be, you're kind of giving back to the community that's kind of giving to them, then I don't really worry too much about them. It's the ones that are quiet or the devs aren't in the Discord. It's always, again, the community manager who is just kind of in between and like, well, I'll get the information over and I'll let you know. Those are the games that I'm always like, I don't know, bro. This, if the devs aren't involved, maybe they're hard at work on the game, but at the same time, it's hard for me to believe that you're putting in the hard work if you don't take time out to talk to the people that are waiting for the work to be done. I don't know. That's just me. That's kind of how I am. So, I mean, fingers crossed. I think it's going to be an interesting game. The price point's going to be kind of where this game, especially in early access, shouldn't be any more than $40. I would go to say maybe $29.99. I didn't get to play it, but you're talking one game mode, and there's not a lot of core right now. It's just kind of just really basic. So I think it's a creative idea. It's not going to appeal to the masses, but I think people that play games like Squad, Enlisted, maybe Hell Let Loose, definitely. This is going to be an alternative for them. So, and then PUBG's Black Budget. I didn't get a chance to actually play. I went in and did the tutorial stuff, and I don't know if you guys played the tutorial. Smoke, did you play that? Dude, the alligator, the crocodile, when I was in the garage, that crept up on me and almost, oh my God, things scared the shit out of me. Woo! That was a jump scare for sure. But it's Black Budget is an extraction shooter with sci-fi elements. It's just, I mean, everything's an extraction shooter, but everyone wants to have a different type of version of extraction shooters. There's another game that came out that's similar to this. I can't remember the name of it now. It was an extraction shooter, and it had these weird sci-fi elements. I don't know. Maybe you guys remember the name of the game. This is basically PUBG's version of that game. Don't remember the name now, but again, like everyone's dropping extraction shooters, so it's hard to keep track of all of them. 2K gets you a solid PC. Oh, absolutely, man. You could build one for less than that now too. You got 2K right now? Okay. Start saving, brother. We'll help you. What you said sounded like you have a PC without a case. It's a small form factor case. It's the Height 3 Revolt, if you want to look that up. They have magnetic side panels. But when I put my 5070 in there, I forgot that it takes a proprietary fucking cable. So the cable, without bending, if I had the side on, it would bend that cable. So I was like, fuck it, I'll leave it off. And then I'm like, you know what? It's behind my desk. No one can see it. So I took all the side panels off. But no one sees it. No one even knows it's there. I forget it's there from time to time. I would sell my TV to get a good gaming monitor. I guess I don't know PCs that much. Old PC though. Basically, it's an open PC case. Yeah. Like useful. Yeah, they rolled the newest update and it didn't take for Windows 10. I got it working now. Was that the issue though? Was it that update? Did it break your PC like in that story I put on there or whatever? And my wrist is itchy. Oh, I got a bug bite on it. Son of a bitch. Ugh, right on the bone too. That's a toughie. Ah. Anyhow. For air or something, I suppose. I have ashes of creation PTSD. Haven't tried streaming, but played all the games for a few minutes that have been giving me issue and seem smooth. Won't make any more changes until after Valor tonight. I guess I just don't know if I bought an older PC or laptop could find a way to upgrade it easily nowadays. I would just stay away from laptops. I mean, unless you plan on like using a laptop for traveling, like a lot, just build yourself or get yourself a desktop. Just laptops are really underpowered. They're over expensive. They're underpowered. They're just not. They get extremely hot. The 3060 mobile version is underpowered compared to the desktop version. My personal advice to everyone out there, unless you're going to use a laptop as a laptop, don't buy one. They're not worth it. Not worth it. I believe he said it's about the size of a Series X. But yeah, it's almost the same footprint. It's just taller. My plan was originally I was trying to build a PC because I knew this was going to be it, right? And I was going to be getting away from console gaming altogether because again, the whole idea of having a console and a PC together was because you had console exclusives. That's not, well, at the time it wasn't really a thing anymore. Exclusives were kind of going away. You know, I had access to the Xbox exclusives because of the PC app. And I didn't, anything that PlayStation put out that I may or may not want to play was already available on PC. So at the time, I knew that I was going to be basically just getting rid of my console. I didn't need it anymore. But I wanted to show people that you can get a small PC with way more power that's almost the same size as a Series X. That's the reason I built it. Would I have done it differently, knowing what I know now? Yes. I like small form factor PCs, but I don't really need one. I'd rather show it off. But until I get a bigger space to stream in, I need everything as compact as possible. So I'm happy with it. Also, I'm on Water AIO, so I don't really need I don't really need fans in my PC case. So open air is fine. Definitely get PC over laptop. Laptops aren't very upgradable. Yeah, that's the other thing. You can't really change much in them. You can always upgrade the RAM, but I mean, and the hard drive. But whatever you get, you're going to want to be on an M2 slot or NVMe. Because the SSD, the SATA is just too slow regardless anymore. So I wouldn't recommend that, ladies and gentlemen. Series X, I have one of those, but what's this about the size? But if you bought an old, say 2000s laptop, you could put, say, nope. A 2000s laptop, dude, you'd be lucky to run Linux at this point. I mean, you technically can, but you're not going to do any gaming on those. And if you can, I mean, it's going to be games from that era. And even then, those games aren't going to run the best. You can't upgrade video cards in a laptop. So I would just don't buy a laptop. And Chromebooks, I don't care what they tell you, man. Chromebooks are not worth it. They're a waste of money. Even for people that are going to do just basic internet, good luck with that. My mother, every time she needs a new PC, because she needs a PC all the time, because the one that I built for her before, it just isn't cutting it anymore. She's always like, me, I just do word processing and browsing the internet. I'm like, browsing the internet takes more power than you think. It's not just a simple thing anymore. So, I mean, I would shoot for a PC that's been built in the last 10 years, depending on your money. And then I would just be saving money after you get that one, just knowing that you're not going to be really upgrading much in that thing. And in the next couple of years, you're going to want to upgrade again. So I don't know, Danny, my message to you is, if you already have a current gen console, which you should, just save your money. Just keep saving your money, put it in a savings account so you don't touch it, you don't spend it. And just every once in a while, whenever you have some extra money, just keep throwing it at that savings account. So when the next console comes out, either next summer or next fall or the following year, you'll be ready to buy that one. But just be prepared for the next console to be $1,500. Just putting that out there for you. Open frame PC. Yes, I have. Well, actually, my other PC, my stream PC, is an open frame. That one's on a rack, and it's cool as hell looking. I have that one displayed kind of on this side, so that when people do come over, they're like, "Whoa, what is that thing?" That's what a PC looks like when it's not in a box. Yeah, that's what it looks like. The types that fit laptops don't make anymore. I guess I just saying that because I did once. Was fun playing flight sim on it while flying on a plane from Germany to England. There you go. BD playing in Harry Potter closet. Yeah, I don't know too much about laptops or even PC. I'm fairly still new to the world, about 4 to 5 years. I built my first and just upgraded to a 5070 running 1440p now. Yeah, Smokey and I have very similar PCs. As a matter of fact, thanks to Smokey, I made the 5070 upgrade. And thanks for that, by the way. Thanks for the additional push, because I'm very happy with this. Over the 4070, the 5070 is just more future-proof. And, I mean, games just run beautifully on it, especially 1440p. Off topic, if you want to run some Back for Blood one night, me, you, and Penguin can get some games in. I installed it, and I think I told you that I have all the DLC. At some point, I bought the Ultimate Edition, I guess. So I've already got everything. And I don't know how long I've had it in here. I played for 5.5 hours. The last time I played was August 8th of 2025. So last summer. Looks like Smokey's got it all out too. Good. He's got the Anal Pass, Tunnels of Terror, Children of the Worm, River of Blood. Let's see. It says I can manage my DLC. I have all the same as well. Yeah. Okay. Is that all you got with the Ultimate Edition? Because I don't think there's anything else we can buy, right? There might be some skin packs or something in there, but either way, I've got it. I'll install it right now. I guess I didn't. That's right, because I had some other games in here, but Yeah, we could run that one night. That'd be fun. That'd be a good time. We'll see. Well, I say I did once. Someone clever did it for me with a graphics card in my old laptop years ago. I got you. Laptop 2 to 5 years is about it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, anything 5 years older on laptop. I mean, and then even then, for something that's going to be playing current games, you're gonna end up spending about the same price you would for a desktop that's going to be more powerful, and you're probably looking at like $1,000 used for something that's going to be viable with today's games. 200 pounds paid for it and was upgradable. That's the only one reason I got it. Over 10 years ago, maybe. Okay. I might not rush for next console, but thank you telling me save because I spent a bit today. My first X series kind of broke and want to look after my new one kind of thing. Got it. I had to buy it. It was only $10. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That might have been when I bought it too. I don't know. I got a protector for TG top of my Xbox for dust. I try to put on overnight. Not a bad idea because it is big holes in the Series X. I got you. Yeah, I mean, especially if your house is dusty, it's probably not a bad idea. Just don't forget to take that off before you start the console up. A rule of thumb is twice a year. I try to do it once in the winter, once in the summer, or fall and spring. I take my computers outside and I clean them out. I just use compressed air. I mean, neatly, obviously, but you'll be surprised how much dust can build up in these things. I bet I big holes. Yeah, I done that one was quick and restarted just in case. Got it. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk about here, let me get back to our Discord. Something I put in here, I can't remember what it is now. Oh, yeah, that was the big one. I can't believe nobody commented on this. This is blowing my mind. Okay, so did you guys see the story from Insider Gaming? I don't know how legit they are. I've heard of them before. They're saying that the PlayStation 6 already reportedly costs $960 just in materials to build, and that's current, I guess. So right there, I mean, that tells you that the price is going to be $1,000 minimum for the next console, right? And we already see it with the Steam Machine, and the Steam Machine pricing makes sense because of what it is, right? So even if they were to subsidize this console, and this isn't 100% yet, I'm still thinking even after subsidizing the PlayStation 6, it's going to be $1,000. We're getting closer to more legitimate pricing here in the industry as we go. So that was kind of the big story I wanted to talk about. It was War Dogs, but since War Dogs was a bust, can't really talk about that too much. What do you guys think about this? And did you guys see the story in there and read that? $1,000 for probably the base model PS6. That's the no controller if they even have one. I'm assuming that's probably gonna be the 1 terabyte. If they decide to go 2 terabyte, that's probably gonna be another $200, $300. So we're between $1,000 and $1,500. What do you guys think? Where are you guys at? Are you guys starting to get bummed? Does it make sense? What is your take on this, ladies and gentlemen? I need your opinions. I try to wipe my PC out every other month or so. Yeah, for those that have, dustier houses and whatnot, you might have to do it more often, but compressed air, you don't have an electric duster? The hell's an electric duster? No, I just use compressed air, man. I've been doing that for 20 years, going back to some of the gaming PCs I had in the mid 2000s. I think I saw something there going to be some smaller, cheaper version like the last one for like a game or two. Well, I mean, this is just saying base model, so I'm assuming that this is it. I mean, even if they had a different version, they have to subsidize. We talk about this a lot, and they have to subsidize these consoles to make them cheaper to get in your house, and then they make up that extra money, the lost money on the console by selling you games. But as we get closer to the next generation, I think the subsidizing is going to be less than it was the previous generation, so on and so forth. That's why the Steam machine costs so much money, because they don't subsidize it, because it's not locked to Steam. You can do anything you want with it. You're buying the hardware, and from what I understand, they're not really making any money off it, maybe $100, not much. It's just to be an innovator and try to get things out there in the wild, to get people thinking differently, and get those people that are on the fence about getting out of console gaming, but the PC gaming world is so scary and they've heard all these horrible things that aren't really things anymore. It's to give them the foot in the door to enjoy game. And then and also the Steam machine is to complement what console you have. It's not meant to play your AAA game. Your AAA games are played on your console, right? This is to give you access to the thousands of games that come out every month to PC only. You don't have access to on your console. So I still think the Steam machine is a great thing. I think it's for the right people. It's not for everyone. Well, let's hope it comes with a controller. I'm sure it will. They're just saying just to build the console itself right now. As of right now, the rumor is just in materials, $960. But that means that they're 100% with the hardware right now, which I mean, we're at the earliest, we're a year and a half away from it coming out, right? Well, early year and 4 months, roughly 16 months, 18 months, something like that. So if they have it locked in right now, then that means that the console is going to be that far behind PCs at the time. So I don't know. Those numbers could change, but it is interesting to look at that whatever their current configuration is already costs close to $1,000. So again, getting consoles for $500, $700, $800 is going to be a thing of the past. So for those that are going to be early adopters for the next console, start saving now if you already haven't started saving, because just plan on it being around $1,500. And if not, you have extra money for games and a better controller and whatever, Not sure though. I just saw some smaller looking consoles. Maybe they're actually bigger. Anything you see right now is just an AI fabrication. They're not. I mean, they're not going to show you what this thing looks like yet. I highly doubt they even have a final configuration of hardware, let alone what it's going to look like. And if there is anything in the wild, it's going to be a prototype, which is historically never looks anything like what the original or what the actual finished product looks like. So any picture you see right now are going to change. I will stick with my PC. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not. But I know there's a lot of console peoples in here that are just going to stick to consoles. They're not really interested until they are told by their console masters that it's time to get a PC. They're going to continue buying consoles if they are available. Like the Series X has a Series S, something like that. I don't think they're ever going to do that again. That historically, that's probably one of the worst decisions that they've ever made. If you think about it, you go back, they never made a weaker console. It was either the base model, and then a couple of years down the road, they would do like a half, like the Xbox One. They had the original OG, and then a couple of years later, they made the Slim, which, that's typically how it works. They can cut down on the hardware. They can make them a little cheaper. They're a little more, resilient to red rings of death and things like that. And then they came out with the Xbox One X, which was like a half step in 2017. That was kind of like, it had more power, and it was just trying to get you to that next console. So never have we, and then the Series X comes out, and then we have a weaker version. It's so weird to me. They should have, the mistake was made because they wanted to have something cheaper out in the wild, but then you find out that not only is people that buy it aren't really happy with it because it's so underpowered. It was basically just a 1X with a faster hard drive in it and no disk drive. So you're basically just buying the same thing again. They should have released an all digital version with a smaller hard drive for more money, or for less money. But the Series S was probably one of the biggest blunders in video game history. And it held back the games for the Series X owners as well. because they had to scale it to that piece of shit. I don't know. So I doubt Microsoft would do that again. I don't think there's going to be multiple queues. There might just be one. Here's your Project Helix with one controller. Enjoy. We'll see. Time will tell, guys. It's a white PC. I noticed it sooner. I'm not paying that price when PC is a lot better. Like the PS5 has a smaller look on a pick, maybe. I just heard the compressed air wasn't good, but obviously you know what you know than most. But yeah, go Amazon, look up electric dust or recharge, comes with little brushes and stuff. Oh, I got you. You just got to be careful with it. You don't want to like you don't want to put that kind of pressure. Depending on what kind. I have a small tank. It only holds like 120 psi. Just Harbor Freight special because I don't really need it for anything. I don't use impacts and shit like that in my garage. So it's usually just for airing up tires, bikes, lawnmower, and just some random shit here and there. But you just, as long as you know what you're doing, you don't hit things too hard with too much pressure. I've never had any issues ever. Okay, that's the build's cost. Sorry, I had the vacuum running. Yeah, $960 what they're saying it costs just to build it right now. So, if they subsidize it $200, that's still going to be right around $800. But then you got to throw in a controller and you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to say that the prices are probably going to start out right around $1,000 if you're lucky. And we don't even know what specs. We don't know, what kind of power this thing's going to have. Is it going to be another big graphical leap, or is this going to be kind of another, like a half step, but it's treated more like a PC? I don't even know. Is PlayStation 6 even going to be similar to what the Project Helix is? Is it going to be just a straight console, or is it going to be a hybrid of some sort? We don't really know. I mean, PlayStation 6 could come out for $1,000, be closer to a console. The Helix comes out and it's kind of a hybrid between the two. And that thing costs $1,500. And then, of course, they're going to immediately get run down by PlayStation. But I don't know. We'll see. Someone said to me, we shouldn't have had touch screen phones so clicky. Maybe something to do with aliens. Can tell I struggled to sleep once. I mean, it was going to happen at some point. I'll give you a build sheet for a PC for $1,500. Please do not buy another console for $1,500. No. This is where Penguin comes in. I know he's busy right now, but this is where Penguin comes in. But I've already asked him this, and we kind of shook hands on this. He's saying basically if the next console costs $1,200, he'll like 90%. I think he's on board to buy it. For every $100 it goes up, it's less and less likely that he will. I think he went up to $1,800. I think that's where he's like draws the line. And I don't blame you. That's what consoles always were, right? They were just a kind of an entry-level gaming machine so you didn't have to originally, so you didn't have to go throw quarters in at the arcade, right? You got a less powered version of the arcade game at home. And it's always been like that. But now, if the price for cheaper gaming is going to be the same price as PC gaming, why even buy consoles anymore? But this is what I've been trying to say for the last couple of years. Consoles are phasing out. There's really no reason for them anymore. But technically, Xbox is one day late bringing out this X Series, but they maybe wasn't fined. They probably bring out another console. They don't want to miss the deadline again and be fined or even shut down. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know they were fined because they missed a date. I don't know any of that. Sorry, and I also know you're from the UK, so I know things are different over there. So it might have, I don't remember that happening here, but maybe in your country it did. But that wasn't a thing here, from what I remember. My old PC only cost me $1,000 to build. Yeah, I know. But that's the thing. The consoles really, because people that are on consoles that want to jump over, they know that they have two options. They can either get it pre-built or they can build one themselves. Building one themselves, it's a much smaller amount of people that are willing to build one for themselves, okay? Just all the things they've heard, there's a lot of misinformation out there. So, I get it. Now, buying a pre-built is going to cost you more. Right now, it's probably the same. Buying a pre-built as compared to trying to buy something and build something yourself. But the problem is that people don't want all the maintenance that comes with a PC. These console people, they just want to be able to come home from work, press a button, sync up their controller, and away they go. Which it's a lot like that now, but just people don't understand. They just don't know. They don't see it for themselves. And until they see it for themselves, the misinformation's there. So I don't know. But I'm with you. I mean, that's why I've been on this one-man crusade to try to convert as many people away from consoles as possible. Notice PS5 comes out quicker. They maybe know something about business. I mean, I know no one's announced anything. I'm pretty sure the PS5 and the Series X came out at the same time or in the same quarter. Here in these states, anyhow. So I don't know. Sony, does Sony know a thing or two about business? I would say they know a thing or two about business, but I also think that Microsoft knows a thing or two about business too. So I don't know. I say $1,200 because I think of the tariffs that they have going on too. Oh yeah, easy. But we don't know. I mean, the things could get worse. They can get better in the next year and a half. We don't know. I mean, there's a good chance. There's other rumors saying that they're going to be pushing these consoles back until 2028. So I mean, it could be 2 more years, which means that this console generation would be one of the longest in history at 8 years. I think 7 is currently the longest. But yeah, 8 years. 8 years for a console generation. And then over the weekend, or was it the end of last week, we saw that the unfortunately Microsoft has to raise the price of the Series X again, and now they're what, $800? And everybody's like going, "Oh my God, $800? That's crazy. That's absurd. That's almost twice as much as it cost when it came out. This is insane." They need, they're greedy and this and that. And the whole time I'm going, wait a second. This generation has been out for 5.5 years. Who the fuck doesn't already have one? Who are we selling these consoles to? I mean, I don't know. It just got like, you're telling me that 5 years in towards the end of this generation console, there's still people out there that are just now buying their first Series X? Like, whoa, that kind of blew my mind. Either way, I was quite involved with Xbox for a while because of this. Microsoft very, very nearly missed the deadline or would have had problems. They maybe didn't know there was one or saying something like a console. Okay. Well, a day or two over the phone. Yeah, we have to wait and see because the chip shortage that is going on might delay stuff or raise prices. Yeah, I mean, we're just talking about like this. These are just like maybes right now, like what ifs and hypotheticals right now. Everything can go to shit in the next year. We don't know. Now I'm hearing rumors that DDR1 and DDR2 people are buying this up now. Like, what are you putting that in? What the hell is running DDR1 and DDR2 that people can use right now? And then my other thought is like, dude, I got a bunch of that in the garage. Who can I sell this to? Who wants to buy my DDR1 and 2? I mean, I even have some DDR3 out there. Who wants to buy it at inflated prices? Speaking of, does anybody want to hear the side hustle I'm working on right now? Yeah, we have to wait and see because the chip shortage that is, oh yeah, okay. Look like it popped back up again. Either way. Hold on, let me take a look at something here. Okay. All right, the daughter messaged me. Hang on here just a second. Okay. Yes, I love a good side hustle. Okay, so I've been trying to sell things on Facebook Marketplace, which is one of the worst. Oh, I wish we had Craigslist still. Anyhow, Uh, I sold yesterday, or is it Friday, Saturday? Yesterday. It was yesterday, Sunday. Okay. So I had this old motorcycle helmet that I've been trying to get rid of for a while. It was like unused. I've had it for like 10 years sitting in a closet, right? So I had this kid buy it for $50. And then I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for I'm looking for RAM, looking for DDR4 to finish that build that Smokey gave me. I have everything done. I just need RAM. So I've been looking for RAM. Well, I found a guy who had pulled a bunch of these 2.5 drives out of some servers. They're 500 gig Western Digital WD black drives, okay? He was selling 6 of these for $50. 500 gigs, okay? Now, these are old mechanical drives. Okay, they're going to be limited. They are the black version, so they were the higher end at the time. That's probably why they were in a server, whatever. These drives are from 2017, so we're talking 9 years old. A lot of heavy use. I go meet this guy. I get 6 of them. I get them home. One of them is bad. One of them is making a clicking noise, probably dead. That's fine. I have 5 good ones, okay? What I did is I'm turning one of these into a dedicated Xbox 360 hard drive, okay? So I got it. I use all the fancy tools that I have to make this, turn this thing in from a Western Digital into a Seagate, or I think it's Hitachi drive. I jailbroke it. So I have all the jailbreaking files on there, and now I'm loading it up with games. 465 gigs total of games. So it's going to be right around 80 fucking games. I'm going to put these in. I have some hard drive enclosures. I'm going to put all 5 of them in hard drive enclosures. After I build my first one, then I'm just going to copy and paste everything. So I'm going to have identical copies. I'm going to have these in the hard drives, and I'm going to just sell these things for $100. So for $100, you get a hard drive that you just attach to your Xbox. It automatically jailbreaks it when you start it up, and then it has access to 80 games. So I'm thinking about $100 a piece. So the $50 for the helmet turned into $500 if all goes well. Not bad. A hush falls across the crowd. So anyhow, I'm excited for this type of stuff. Now, I've been selling these. These are just little USB drives, 32 gigs, nothing special, right? But I had the jailbreak files on here. So I was selling these to people so they can just plug this in. And then when they don't, when they want to go back to a factory console for whatever reason, they just unplug it, start it back up again. So I was selling these things for a little bit. But everyone kept asking me, does it come with games? Does it come with games? Does it come with, where do I get the games? How do I do this? How do I do that? So it turned into me selling these things and then having to like teach these people how to use them properly. So when I saw these drives, I'm like, oh, I have an idea. So I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping this turns into something big, because number one, I know there's a lot of people out there that have these consoles. They would love to go back and play them. People like Penguin that are, that don't really want to get into emulation. They want to have their tangible products. They want to be able to take their Xbox 360 out of the closet. They plug it into their TV. They use their old school controllers and they play the games. Now they have that without having to keep popping discs in. Everything's readily available, ready to rock and roll. You do have online access to not Xbox, but you have, can't remember the name of it. There is an online service that they have where you can still play some games online with other people. It's just the modding scene is amazing. So getting more and more people involved in that is amazing to me, anyhow. So that's my side hustle. That's what I'm working on. I have another 6 games that I found on the internet from places. So I got to throw those on there today. Once I get this drive completely full and curated the way I like it, that it's going to be my prototype. And then I'm just going to copy and paste to the other 4 drives that I have laying around. Here's 2 of them. I think the other 2 out in the garage. All identical. And then we sell these bad boys. There you go. End rant. End rant. Okay. Didn't mean to bore you guys. I thought you were interested. All right. Okay. Let me check one more thing here. good, good, good. Okay, so this is the other thing I was going to talk about. I know that the Steam machine is getting a lot of hate. There's a lot of companies right now that are trying to, outdo them. So here's one of them. I'm going to put this in. This came out 3 hours ago. This is from Tom's Hardware, very trusted source. I'm going to put this on Discord for you guys right now, but this is the second one that I saw. This is actually I think this is a better deal here. So this thing's called the Steamroller. It becomes the first pre-built gaming PC to ship with Steam OS. And just so you guys know, just a little side note here, you guys can build your own Steam machine if you want, because the beauty of it this time around, the second time that they've tried to do the Steam machine, they're actually releasing the software so you can build your own. So they're like, yeah, here's an option. It might be out of your price range, and it might not be something you're looking for, but we're going to give you the capability to build your own if you choose to, which I think is awesome. Again, Valve is way ahead of them, way ahead of the industry, and they're innovators in what they do. So this one here is basically, now the other thing is I was thinking about doing this myself, but Steam OS currently in its current shape, it just works better on AMD everything. AMD CPU, AMD GPU. So for what I've got going on, I'm like, one of my machines, the one that I've been trying to finish that Smokey helped me build here, it's all Intel. It's got Intel iGPU in it, and then it's got a Intel Arc A380 video card. That's not going to work. NVIDIA, it'll work, but not the best. So basically, you want to build something all AMD in order to really utilize Steam OS. Okay. This thing comes with a Ryzen 9600X, a Radeon RX 7600. I don't know if that's good or bad. 16 gig of RAM. And then that's the other spec. No controller. Looks like it's in a Lian Li case, maybe a cheaper version. Lian Li's kind of expensive. The pre-order is $12.99. So for right around the same price as you could buy a Steam machine, you can buy this machine, which boasts better stuff, but no controller. But I mean, there's a good idea right there. It's not terrible, but it's older. So yeah, there you go. But I mean, from what this thing says, it still has more power than the Steam machine. It's a Johnsbow case. That's why Johnsbow's pretty cheap. It comes in a Johnsbow case, 9600X, which is a 6-core. Comes on the 650M board. So it's a micro ATX. It's not mini ITX, so that's good. It's micro ATX, so you should have a couple extra slots if you want to add some things. At least one other PCI Express 1. The 7600 is RDNA 3 architecture, which I don't know where that lands. Again, it's AMD. It has 8 gig of VRAM, which I think the Steam machine has that, right? So looks like it's probably pretty on par with, except the Steam machine's an APU, so it has shared memory and things like that. 16 gig of DDR5 at 5600, and then a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. Not really sure of speeds. Probably generic 5,000, maybe 5,000 speed. Still nothing to scoff at. And then it has a 240 millimeter AOI, so that's nice. And a 650 watt gold power supply. So I mean, this is a nice little machine. I don't know much about the graphics card, but if it outpaces a Steam machine, I mean, that's a good build right there for you guys. I'd say go with that, man. 7600 isn't a terrible GPU, but it's older, 4060 competitor. Okay, so entry level, really. I mean, it's an entry level. Can you run Excel? Oh, you can. Oh yeah, but not from Steam OS. Yeah, that would basically, that's a pretty solid contender. And I saw another one I didn't look at the specs, but it's right around like $1,000. I want to say. So we have all these competitors out there now going, well, we could probably build that for cheaper. I mean, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can build one for cheaper than that, but that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the people that don't want to fuck around with anything. They just want to buy something, set it on their desk or next to their TV, and just play. So there you go. It looks like I just saw it here. Pre-orders open up on July 3rd. So was that Friday? So if you guys are interested and you guys want a nice starter PC to get you going, I mean, you're already on the AM5 platform, so you're already ahead of the curve. You start off with something like that for $1,300, and then down the road when you're ready, you just upgrade the GPU. Hell, you could even upgrade the CPU because you're already on the most current platform. I mean, I think that's a great idea. You can it's a Steam machine that you can actually upgrade. Can you remove Steam OS and install Windows? You can if you want. Yeah, you can do what you want. That's the beauty of PC. It's not locked to a certain ecosphere, man. There's plenty of people that are just hate Windows. They're just Windows is not for them. They're not going to do it, and they run Linux. They run Steam. Steam runs on Linux pretty well right now. I mean, it's not the best, but I mean, there are people out there that do that. They'll play their games on Linux. I run Linux on a handful of computers in my house as well. Not gaming, of course, but Linux is a great operating system. It's free. It's open source. There's 1,000 different versions of it. So yeah, you can put whatever you want on it, brother. And Steam keys or Windows, you can get Windows 11 keys for $10. I'm gonna feed my face while you guys watch. My wife made these little biscuit sandwiches again for me. She's the best, man. My wife's awesome. Excuse me. I've thought so many times about switching to Linux. Now, free, let me ask you this, bro. You have an AMD CPU and an AMD GPU. Have you thought about possibly, because you could do this on your PC, have you thought about like side loading? Or I think you have a couple different hard drives on your motherboard, right? Have you thought about like installing Steam OS and running it on your PC just to check it out? It'd be nice if there was a way that you could, like Linux, you could put Linux on a USB stick and you can run it off of this, and you could basically test Linux before you decide to install it. So it'll boot right up into Linux. You have the desktop operating system. You get in there, you can check everything out and see, is this a good fit for me or whatever. I don't know if Steam operating system does it the same way. I would love to test that though. I just don't have a PC I can do that on. It'd be nice to do that, just to screw around with Steam OS before you decide to actually install it and see. But free, you'd be the guy the only person I could think of, except for Louis. Louis might be able to do it as well, but I don't know. Either one. I think you or Louis, I think you're the only ones in the community that would have the capability to do that, just because you guys are on both AMD everything. You should test it, bro. Steam OS it works best on AMD everything, so you're a perfect candidate to try it. Can you explain how Windows is normally X amount? How do these guys have keys for so cheap? Even the same with loaded. How does it work for them to make money? So I wish I knew. I wish I knew the answer. I think I stumbled upon it. I had way too much to smoke one day, and I think I stumbled upon how it works. But I want to say that the developer gives away a certain amount of keys to these places, kind of like like if you have a hotel, right, and we can sell you our hotel package through our own operators and stuff, right? But then there's places like bookings.com, which we used that to get our hotel the other day. Bookings or like hotels.com, things like that. So what they do is they give you some of the rooms. They'll take a handful of the rooms and they'll give them to bookings or hotels.com to sell a little bit cheaper just to fill the rooms. I think it's kind of the same thing. I think they sell some of these keys cheaper to these places, or they just sell them right through these places and they give these types of places like Loaded a kickback for each game that's sold. Now, as far as Windows keys, I don't know. But like if you order Windows 11 through Microsoft or their storefronts, I think it's what $100, $120 somewhere in that neighborhood, right? Depending on if you have home or pro or student or whatever. I think what they do is they sell a lot of these keys to these other companies to sell them for cheap. I mean, a lot of people say that, they're bunk and that, they don't. I've never had any problems with any of my Windows keys that I purchased. And I mean, back in yesteryear, we used to use different programs to bypass the genuine Windows things. It's harder to do nowadays. I don't even know if you can do that anymore. We only did that because again, Windows costs so much goddamn money. Nowadays, I mean, if you can get I'm not gonna pirate something I can get for $5-10. I'll just buy it, I really don't pirate anything anymore except for old ROMs, old ROM games, and music. Old music. Only one drive. I thought about dual booting just to test, but I haven't yet. Okay. The old tower is AMD everything too. Might try it on. There you go. I would do that, bro. I don't know what Steam. I don't know what Steam OS. I don't know what I mean, it should work, but there might be limitations to what Steam OS can run on as well. And I know that machine is quite old. I think it's about the same age as what my garage PC running DDR3, and I've got a FX 6300 on that one out there with 16 gigs of DDR RAM at 1600. It's a powerhouse of a PC, but as soon as you get into, because I'm running onboard video, as soon as you get on the internet and you're trying to like watch YouTube videos, things like that, it starts to show its age. But other than that, for everything else I use it for, it runs smooth as shit. It's great. Yeah, I never had issues with any keys I bought for Windows or games. Yeah, same here. Never had a key revoked or anything like that. So, anyhow, that'd be great. Maybe you should give that a shot. Free. Do you have an SSD? Do you have a SATA SSD you can slide that on? Maybe something small, even if you had like a 250. I think I've got a 240 laying around here somewhere. Like literally laying around here somewhere. Maybe not. Okay, either way. My old desktop computers that I run, like my garage PC, I run that off of like I think it's 120 gig SATA SSD. Perfect for me. Now you got me thinking. How can I build me a Steam? Oh, I had a tiny little mini ITX AGP or APU build that I built an emulator out of it and I sold it for $300 to some guy who's extremely happy with it. It was a little side project that I bought, put together. I think I made $170 profit on that. These are just little things I do on the side to make a little money. Just a little spending cash. It just keeps my projects alive, basically. And now I'm getting to the point where I have too many things going on and I got to start getting rid of shit. Yo, I'm back, Beat Runner. How goes it, my friend? How goes it over there? All right. So as conversation dies down a little bit, it's pretty stagnant air in here. It's getting warm. What is it right now? It's 84 degrees. Might be time. Might be time to go. Let me look at something here real quick. Let's install that. Oh. I'm installing Back for Blood right now, Smokey, so I have it on there. No excuses, okay? So I have that. I need to get rid of these games. Like, am I ever going to play Battlefield 6 again? Probably not. I mean, I haven't touched 007 First Light since the beginning of the month. 20 days ago was the last time I played it. They haven't really added anything to it. We don't know when the DLC is coming out, so I don't know. That's another game that I don't know if I'm going to play. Oh, Hitman. I need to get back into this. Oh, shit. I'm missing things. Gray Zone. Let's go back to Gray Zone for a hot minute here. All right, so the Twitch drops. We already did. Those Twitch drops, they end on the 3rd. The new ones start 9 a.m. on July 3rd, which I do believe is Friday. Is that right? Fantastic. Okay, so as far as the rest of the week goes, we're going to be touch and go. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing, so just when you see the live notice, just jump in here for whatever we do. But we're going to do some podcasting this week. I'm still trying. I'm still working on it. I'm trying, guys. It's hard. I got to change some of my assets around. We're going to move some stuff around. We're going to add some more things. We're going to try to make a little more fun out of this. We are definitely going to be playing games. Friday, we are going to be returning to Gray Zone 100%. We might play it a couple times until then. We have the new Twitch drops starting on Friday. And I'll put this in Discord, and I'm going to try to do a better job of showcasing this while we're streaming. Starting on the 3rd, we have 2 days. Sunday. So Friday and Saturday, we're gonna have one item. Sunday starts another one. So I probably won't stream on Sunday, but I will be back on Monday. I'm in the whole week. We're gonna do Gray Zone every day of the week until the 15th, when those drops end. So and start saving your money, guys, because if you want everything, you're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're gonna have to buy 6 subs during that week and a half, starting on Friday. If you want to have everything, it's basically one hour for the first item, 2 hours for the second item, and then a sub will get you the last item. So you're gonna need a total of 6 subs to get everything. So just keep that in mind, okay? Actually, what I'm gonna do is I think I have the ability. I think I do. I have the ability to do the 35% off subs, gifted subs. So what I'll do is I'll run that during that week for everybody, okay? I'll get in there. I'll see what the specifics are on that, but I'll do that to alleviate some of that, because that's a lot to ask. 6 subs. So that'll help alleviate some of that that wallet pain, if you will. Getting hot in her. That's right. It's a scorcher week. High 90s. Saying we might actually have to turn the air on. It was a little warm last night. It wasn't the most comfortable. That amount of games I install and reinstall. Unfortunately, the drops for Friday end at 9 a.m. Sunday, and that's 4th of July weekend. Yeah, and then they start again. So what I would do is Friday, if you guys are, I'm going to stream as long as I can on Friday. I don't think I have anything going on that day anyhow. You'll get your opportunity to get your drops Friday with me, and then we'll start again on Monday for the round 2. So even though I won't be around on 4th of July weekend, because obviously we'll be doing things, you won't miss anything. So you'll be fine. Everyone will be good. Twitch is running it right now for the next 4 days, 35% off. Okay, good. I have the ability to do it. I think I have 3 I can use a year. I used it one back in December, didn't go over too well, but this is a perfect example of when to use it right here. Is when you're asking your people to spend 6 subs in your channel all within a week's time frame. And I get it. You know, so I'll run that to try to again to help alleviate some of that. So that's the game plan. Let's see how close I can get this. I'll fine tune it later. Just going to take a screenshot of this. We'll put that in Paint 3D and we'll go and chop it up, make it look beautiful, and we'll get it out there for you guys. Just a little reminder. 4th of July is the kid's birthday. Following weekend, we got 2 pool parties, Saturday and Sunday. Following Saturday is the kid's birthday party. Wow, you got a lot going on. I love it. We have a lot of house projects to do. Lots of sun and alcohol coming up. That's how it was for us this weekend. Saturday night. So the wife and I I spent the whole day out on the lawnmower. The wife had been doing a bunch of projects outside as well. She's got her little garden thing going on. It's fantastic. We were just sitting out in our pub, in our garage, chilling with some fucking fat music going on. Beer was flowing. It was beautiful. 7 o'clock, she's like, all right, you better get on with your buddies. And I'm like, pull up my phone, go to Steam. Nobody's on. 7:30, nobody's on. She's like, I don't want you missing time with your friends. I'm like, as soon as they get on, I'll run in the house. But right now, I'm outside, man. And I think everybody else was the same. Because even later that night when the sun went down, we're like, okay, we should probably go in now. I jumped in here and I played Gray Zone for about an hour. And I never saw anybody online. So like, I think everybody was outside today. So I'm with you, man. I'd rather spend my days outside too. Yesterday, that's all we did. We were just running, getting projects done. We steam cleaned some carpets yesterday. We're on this. We have a lot of shit. We brought a lot of shit over from our other house when we moved here 7 years ago, and it's just jam packed. And we have attic space, we have hallway space, everything's just in storage. So we've been going through and we've been getting rid of things, downsizing as much as we can because we're thinking about moving sooner than we thought. Possibly this winter, we're going to get the fuck out of here. So we're trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff. I told you guys, I think it was on Thursday or Friday, that we went through and we found all these old collector edition video game sets. We found the Fallout 4 Pit-Boy edition, the Juggernog refrigerator. I think that was Call of Duty Black Ops 3 that came with. The Batman Batarang for Arkham Asylum or Arkham. It's one of the Arkham games. My kids have got all these fucking, $200 edition video games. Pokemon cards. But these aren't that old. These aren't as old as we thought when I started looking at them. Yeah, these are from 2016. So these are only 10 years old. And I remember, I don't remember what kit it was, but we got him. It was this plastic sleeve. It was like $100. And it came with like 4 of these boxes or something, or I don't know. Maybe it's less than, I don't know. I can't remember. But either way, it was a pretty expensive one and it was a bitch to wrap for Christmas. But this is one of the boxes we found. We don't know where the other ones are. We have a couple cards in here that are worth, I don't know. There's probably $10 worth of cards in here. I don't know. Here, I'll show you the one. I think this one's worth $5. Here, I'll show you this is the big one. No, this isn't the one right here. It's Rayquaza. You can't really see it, but this is an all foil card. And then there's these ones. This one's, I think, is worth like $5 or something. It's Greninja, and it's just the foil picture. The picture is foil. The rest of the card is not. And then there's a couple other things in here, but like these are the big money winners right here. Woo! And it's not even really worth us doing anything with, so I'm probably just gonna end up giving those away to somebody. My wife says that she works with some younger people in the banking industry, and she said some of them, they have the side hustle where they go to like these conventions over the weekend and they buy and sell Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and these things called squishmallows. They're like little soft plushy things. The only thing I think of is like the Beanie Baby, the Beanie Baby craze. I think I've seen them. I think I know what they're talking about, but I guess these are like all the trendy things right now. So my wife's like, yeah, these they say that they they make some money, just buying and selling Pokemon cards on the weekend, and I'm like, oh, yep, that's cool, a little side hustle. But apparently they also play the game, so it's it's their hobby, so it's just something they do to make extra money while they do their hobby. I have no interest in these things. I don't really care. Again, they were my kids, so. How is it that every time you guys say something, I just happen to have it next to me on my desk here? Or I'm like, ooh, give me a second. I'll be right back. I run out to the garage, I come in and go, is this what you're talking about? Yeah. I have too much shit. If I ever, I'm not a hoarder. I just have way too much shit. Like if you come to my house, if I gave you the tour, you wouldn't, yeah. There's not shit everywhere or whatever, but 4th of July is my birthday. Well, happy early birthday. I'll try to make sure I say that to you again on Friday before we go dark for the weekend. Thursday's my B-day. Hell yeah, bro. Are you going to do a birthday stream? I'll try to get in there. I normally when you guys are streaming, I try to watch you guys, but a lot of the times I'm outside. So the best I can do is come inside and get you tabbed up. And then I'll pull you up on my phone from time to time, and I'll hit you with some emojis to know I'm there. I'm there trying to support you guys, trying to help you out as much as I can. Lots of birthdays. Go. This weekend gonna rain. Hoping it clears enough for fireworks on Saturday. Yeah, we the wife and I, we usually put on this huge fireworks show every year for our family. The two most inspirational women in our lives have passed this year, back to back. I mean, it's been a really rough fucking year for us. If you guys remember, my wife lost her mother in January unexpectedly. And then my grandmother, same thing. She was 90, but she was a spry 90. She just had some health complications that just popped up, and that was it. And she was like a mother to me. She was like really like my mother. So they were the ones that had the biggest fun at the 4th of July extravaganza that we'd have here. We did not this year. We had to skip it this year. We just can't do it. Neither one of us are mentally ready to do that. So other family members were a little upset and disappointed, but they understand. So it's just going to be me and the wife this year, just chilling. I'm pretty sure the daughter is going out with some friends. My kids will either be working or with their friends as well. So the wife and I are just going to kind of hang out and do our own thing. We're probably going to go for a bike ride and end up someplace where we can watch them. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, weekend gonna rain. Hoping it clears. No Pokemon cards, TCG. My nephews are so into Pokemon cards. They have tournaments like twice a week. That's cool. If you scan them, they'll tell you the price. I just went to a TCG website. I don't remember which one it was. And then you just type in like Pokemon. It's like what set. So I'm like, oh, it's that Breakpoint. So I had to scroll through, and there's all these drop down screens. And then when it got in there, I just type it in, and then it asked you like, what card is it? The standard? Is it the foil one or whatever? And then it shows you from there. I didn't even think about scanning it. Oh my God, Squishmallows are completely the Beanie Babies of this generation. That's what I thought, dude. That's what I thought. The wife and I think our daughter has one or two. She's kind of trendy, but not really. So whenever there's something new and we don't know what it is, instead of shaming ourselves on Reddit or, asking other people, we just go to our daughter and like, hey, can you explain what this means to us? What does this mean? Can you just, she's our insider. Thank God we have at least one more kid that's an insider for now. I wish the big boys were legal in my state. We got ground stuff. Oh, are you serious? Dude, we had to go to the illegal tents for years. In early 2000s, that's something I always said is that I never in my lifetime, and you got to remember the early 2000s, 25 years ago, this was a different time. And I was spending big money just on fucking Roman candles and bottle rockets. I mean, stupid money just to have them. I would my saying to people was I never expect or I never think or never thought that I would see fireworks legalized in this state. All of them. You can buy professional industrial grade, like the big ones, like the 6-inch, 8-inch mortars. You can buy that shit if you have the money. I never thought I would see fireworks legal in the state, and I never ever thought I ever see marijuana legal in the state, let alone in the country. I mean, we're almost to the point now where it's going in the next 5 years, it's going to be legal across the country. And I never thought I would see that in my lifetime. So fast forward, 20 years, and it's awesome. Yeah. Now, these are the other things that we have to consider when we move. I always say, I keep telling my wife, I don't care where we move as long as we can have some consistent weather and no more snow. But then when we start looking at those areas that we can, that we can afford, or that we want to afford, because we still got 25 years before we can really retire. So we have to do some things still. But the states that we want to move to, some of that's illegal. It's either there's no marijuana or the fireworks, you got to have the fountains. You can only do the fountains and the smoke bombs. That's it. So it's hard, man. It's like all the places you want to live, you can't have all the happiness, right? Like we'll let you have warm weather and you can see the ocean and all that. But you can't have weed, you can't have fireworks. So you can have a little bit of fun, but we're not going to give you all of the fun. Okay. We're here to tone it down. Okay. America really is a great country. There, here they banned fireworks too. Did they? I was okay. So I know that this isn't a popular. I try not to get into politics too much, but the wife and I, we watch Bill Maher. Again, I know some people don't like him, whatever. That's fine. Either way, so he was talking about how a lot of people are so upset and we're mad at this country, and we think that we're losing this and that, and then what his argument was that all the people that are coming here from other countries to celebrate and to enjoy the World Cup, like the videos, the TikToks and everything, people are like, holy shit, America's fucking awesome. I mean, I saw he was showing some clips on there of people walking through Walmart and they're like, this is like a museum. Like our stores in our country does not look like this. This is like, I didn't want to touch anything on shelves. It looks like in a museum to me. People are going into our stadiums going, holy shit, this place is huge, amazing. So it's, sometimes we forget, what freedoms we have here, how awesome this country is. And it takes other people coming here for a vacation or whatever to remind us that we have it pretty good. We really do. So I like that, the perspective. Again, everything, it's just perspective. Communism kills all fun. Yeah, I believe they have an app to scan them and it'll save them for you. Oh, that's cool. What is my Steam? Thank you, Smokey. I got a few mortars in the closet from last year. Same here. I also showed that to the wife. I was like, we always have, every year we have, all these little extras from we buy the, the big packages. We get one big one for all the kids. It's got Roman candles and, some fountains in there. And it's got, something for all the ages. And then we get a couple mortar kits, some standalones, and then we get the big cakes. We spend probably between $500 and $1,000 every year on this. Not this year. I know a guy. Legal weed and big fireworks. That's right, baby. What if you live on a state border? If they allow it in one state and not in the other, you can just stay on one side of the yard. Well, so here's the thing we used to do here, Shadow Reaper. Thank you for bringing that up. I almost didn't talk about that. But I live in Michigan. The just south of us is Ohio, and Indiana, but Ohio mainly. So when it was illegal here, it was legal in Ohio. And they were smart, and a couple of companies put fireworks stands like not even a mile over the border. Like you would see signs in Michigan, you're only 2 miles away, and then boom, you cross the border, and then bam, 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 bam. There's all these fireworks stores. because they knew people from Michigan were going to come over, buy them, and then take them home. As a matter of fact, it became a business, and a lot of these businesses went under. I mean, they're like Spirit Halloween trucks, basically. You'd have a bunch of people from Michigan that would take panel trucks into Ohio. They'd buy all these fireworks in bulk, and then they'd come back and they'd set up the illegal fireworks stands. And then the stands, they'd be in shady areas because then you'd know where they are. And for the cops or the fire department that would come and like check them out, they'd have all the bullshit. They'd all the bullshit on the tables, right? But if you went in there like, hey, you got the good stuff, they'd open up the panel van or, you know, the freight truck, and then there's all the good stuff. But you're paying, you know, 300% more than you would normally would on it if you just went down to Ohio and did it yourself. So there's always been accessibility, but expensive accessibility. And then when everything went legal here, just like weed, the prices bottomed out. You can get fireworks cheap as shit now. And you can, I mean, weed is, I mean, they basically just give it to you up here. We were comparing prices with Missouri. I can't remember his name now, but anyhow, he lives in Missouri, and he was like, bro, I still go to my dealer because it's too expensive down here, even though it's legal. I'm like, what? So we started comparing prices. He's like, oh my God, dude. Like everything I can get for $100. He's like, bro, I'd be lucky to get, you know, 5 pre-rolls for $100. I'm like, damn, dude, legal, but not enough. Supply and demand. You guys need more farms down there. That's what you need. I sent you a friend request. Maybe if you're on one night, we could play Gray Zone or something. Bro, I would love to do that. Here, let me accept it right fucking now. There you are. Smoking Barrels YT, baby. I accepted you, confirmed. There you go. So on Steam, I've changed my name, but I'm still accessible. ONE800 Beatdown. Or you can look me up by just X, Beatdown X. That's the name I go by now. There you go. When I was just an Xbox player, having 1-800 Beatdown on the leaderboards was great because it was a longer name, and it worked out pretty well. But then, you know, when I get out of that ecosphere and I just go to, you know, PC gaming 100%, it's harder, especially like, you know, Twitch, when you're looking for me. It would have been nice if I could have just picked Beatdown, but somebody already has that name, even though they don't stream with it or anything. So it's, you know, that sucks. But either way, you guys can find me. Just Beatdown, you can find me that way too? Okay. You'll notice my logo. My logo is on there, so you'll see my logo. If you guys are ever questioning it, if it's the logo, that's me. That's the easy way to figure it out. It's always BOGO, which is nice. I will be at the lake house blowing stuff up and drinking. Well, you have fun, brother. Pennsylvania has the same thing. They were on the border, but they're still illegal in the home state, but most cops don't care until someone gets hurt. Yeah. Yeah, we never really had to deal with it. Cops never really came and shut us down or anything. Safety the biggest issue for sure. Seen plenty of videos of people blowing their hands off or face up. Terry, good Lord, Terry, get out of there. Yeah, I mean, shit like that. So you guys remember Big Al Mac, right? I mean, he's still around to some capacity. He's not gaming anymore. He's taking a break, but you might see him in chat from time to time. He's still around, but he's not really around. But he's a first responder. Most of you guys know that. He has seen plenty of that shit because, you know, he would come here for 4th of July, and him and his wife would drive separately because he would always have to leave on a fire call. Always. It was always just a matter of when that pager is going to blow up, and then he's right to his truck and he's gone. Every year there is a fucking fire or somebody maimed themselves or, you know, there is always something. A lot of grass fires. A lot of people decided to do their fireworks next to like grass piles, leaf piles. You know, I don't know. People just aren't smart sometimes. But yeah, there was, you know, he was always on a call. He very rarely got to see any of the fireworks from us because he was just gone. People that live here on the border register their front door in Belgium, but in taxes are cheaper in the Netherlands. They close the front door in Belgium and open the front door in the Netherlands. How do you do that? Because I mean, if you're technically are you allowed to do that if you're on the border? Because I mean, if you're technically in the Netherlands, I don't really know. I'm not privy with European laws and things like that. But if you live in a country, can you register that you live in a different country? How does it work? Just beat down. Put it in reverse, Terry. Oh Lord, Terry. Terry's loving every second. He's like, he's smiling and shit. Oh my God. That was the best day of Terry's life, man. I watched that video a couple million times, really, because it's so funny. I think he shut his wheelchair off on purpose. I think he did. I think that boy was going to go out with a bang. Oh, man. Either way, that's crazy shit. All right. So, Back for Blood is installed. We are ready to rock and roll. Fun fact for you, if you install something, they consider the last day you played it the day you installed it. So even though I never fired the game up, it says I last played today. It's pretty funny. I see Smokey's put 6 minutes in already. Out there doing the Lord's work. So I have plenty of games to play this weekend. Tonight, I will be playing Project Valor with all the homies. Again, if you guys want to play and you guys want a code, between Free and myself, Free more so than myself, we have codes for you guys to jump in. It's only available on Monday nights. So get with us soon so we can get you in there tonight. 8 o'clock Eastern time is when it starts. Usually ends around 11 o'clock or whenever the lobbies are down to only 20 people. That's when they decide to shut the doors. So, Free says he's got plenty of codes. So again, guys, we need more players. Last week we had, I think, up to 200. I saw 170. Either way, anything under 300 is too little. We need more. We need more players, guys. So that's open to PC and PlayStation 5 people. Sorry, Xbox people. No love there for now, but you will get it later, I'm sure, at some point. So there's that. I have plenty of Gray Zone to do. Gray Zone's running buttery smooth for me. We are going to be streaming that starting Friday all through next week, every day. Doing some podcasts this week. Back for Blood. Smokey's trying to put together people to play that shit. So there's plenty of games. There's plenty of opportunity to play with the community. There's plenty of time to play with me. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, again, don't be afraid to reach out to me, okay? Worst case is I ignore you, and I promise I'm not doing it on purpose. It's because I'm busy, but I will get with you. I promise you. If you leave me a message, I will get with you. Hit us up for codes. We have so many codes. We'll link up with Penguin one night. Not sure where he is today. Haven't seen him. I got 2 codes also. Okay. All right. Are you talking about like getting Penguin involved? Because Penguin can't play. Or are you saying for like Back for Blood? I think you're talking Back for Blood. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah. So we'll get him in there too. The 3 of us will play. That's fine. And Smokey's got codes too. So we just need more players, guys. Anybody that's interested. Manic, would you be interested in playing with us? Oh, I'm going to call everybody out. Bead Runner, I know you got a PC. Honda, I know you got a PC. And Honda, you said that you love PUBG. So we need to get you in this, bro. Don't ignore me. Don't ignore me. Oh, he just left. Son of a bitch. Of course. Manic's still here, though. Rowdy Joe, you'd be a good contender as well if you want to play some PUBG. Shadow Reaper, you have a PC as well, right? Oh, it's never mind. I'm sorry. This is only NA. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna keep throwing this out. I'm gonna keep hounding you guys, man. Honda, would you be interested in playing Project Valor tonight? Oh, that's right. Yes, football practice. Why is football so early in the year for you guys, man? Do you guys do some type of year-round? Because you've talked about this before, months ago. Here it's all in Michigan. It's all right now. It's baseball and soccer season. I think soccer is just about over now, though. Baseball season, man. That's what we're upon. Back for Blood. Okay. What do you mean only NA? From what I understand, Project Valor is only NA. Is that correct? Free to escape. I keep getting these playtests fucked up. I've been involved in 3 of them in the last week alone. So, what time? 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So that'd be 7 for you, Honda. That's when it starts, and it goes until 11, 10 o'clock your time. So even if you get home and there's only an hour left of the playtest, if you want, jump in. I mean, we could try to organize groups as well to the best of our ability. It's conditioning and drills. Gotcha. Okay. So that's like a year-long thing you guys do every Monday. I could play on NA East servers, not West. Okay. I don't know. Again, is free here? You might have to VPN. I don't know if they check to see where you are, and if you're too far away or you have too high a ping, they shut you down. I don't know. But I mean, if you want a code, I'm sure we can get you one. You can at least try. Never hurts to try, right? Send me a link to the game so I can find it. Okay. To the game itself. We can sell you a code. Would you like? Yes, it's for Steam. Would you like a Honda? Would you like us to just give you a key? We can just get you a key, and when you get a chance, just get in there. Free's got so many. I mean, he might as well just throw it your way anyhow. Yeah, I'm home by 7. Okay, then yeah, you're perfect. You're a perfect candidate for this. I'm not sure if they check for VPN. They just said it's for NA. Okay, so I mean, he could try. Steam doesn't allow VPN though. Okay, I got you. I've never used a VPN, so I don't really know. Send me a code. I'll try to get on. Okay, there you go. All right, so free. We need Beatrunner needs a code. Honda needs a code, and then Shadow Reaper. So we got 3 more. 3 more possibilities. So if you can get those codes over to them. So just so you guys know, Free is he's like second place right now in the leaderboards for getting people into the game. So he's like the top number 2 recruiter for this game. So I'll send you my codes very last. I mean, if he runs out, I'll save mine for if he runs out. But I'm trying to give everything to Free. Jeez, that scared the shit out of me. I'm trying to give everything to Free so he gets credit for it. So he can keep that leaderboard, if not getting higher on the leaderboard. That'd be fantastic for him. Because I know if we can keep Free in the playtest, if they do it by invite only again next time around, then I know Free's gonna hook me up immediately. He's gonna hook Smokey. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to keep the homie up there. We're trying to keep him up there as high as we can. Hell, you never know. If he likes this game, and he might end up being a partner with these guys for this game, which would be cool, man. That'd be his thing. Project Valor partner, free to escape. So, and if you guys were around years ago, I tried helping a couple of my homies. After I got PUBG partner, I went to bat for them, and I tried getting them partnership as well. So I'll always go to bat for you guys if you're in the community. And like my whole thing is I help those who help themselves. So if you're serious and you really want to pull something off, and I can help you in some way, I will absolutely do so. I'm going to take a break for a second. I'm going to finish the rest of my cold ass breakfast. It's my fault, I know. I've been talking for 2 hours while you guys chat. So chat amongst yourselves while I eat. So good. That's good shit. I'm so excited about this project. You have no idea. I'm like a little kid in a candy store right now. What time is it though? 8 p.m. Eastern till it's until they have 20 or less players, I think is the it's right around 11 o'clock. So it starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time and it goes for about 3 hours. That's I think I dropped out at like 10:15, so I was only in it for a little over 2 hours on last Monday. And the boys played, I think they played another game or two, and then that was it. That was it. So yeah, right around like 11 o'clock. And then Rowdy, okay, that's right. Rowdy already got a code. Because here, I'll tell you who's logged in that's on my friends. We're about to shame some motherfuckers. I'm kidding. The only people so far on my friends list that have access to, I don't know why Smokey's not showing on here. That's weird. Here, let me load more activity. Oh, there it is. All right, so as of right now, damn, Free joined in April. So Free's been playing since May, June. So like almost a little over 2 months. So Frito Escape's been playing over. That's why he's such a badass in the game, man. I feel like I can't hit shots. I'm terrible at the game, but I have a good time. It's a lot of fun. Free's out here killing everybody. Free Smokey, obviously. Rowdy Joe and then Little Hog. Those are the ones that logged in. So and they did this 6 days ago, something like that. So that we might have a Rowdy Joe in there tonight as well. We might have a Little Hog in there. We get Honda in there, that'd be great. Chabu Roy, would you be interested in playing with us? Hey, sorry guys, if I see you in chat, I'm calling you out. Manic, would you be interested? Peak, I would love to get you in there, man. I think you'd have a blast with this play test. I wish I could share footage with you, man, so you could see what I'm talking about. And Penguin, Penguin might have fun. I don't know. I know Peak would because Peak is 100% PUBG. I mean, if you ask him, he'll tell you he plays 2 games, PUBG and PUBG. Hmm. 2 a.m. your time? Okay, yeah. And on a weekday, probably ain't gonna work for you, but so Shadow, I mean, I was one of the first to say, what the fuck? Monday at 8 p.m. What the hell are they thinking? This should be on a Friday or a Saturday night. I think we'd have a lot more people play if it was Friday or Saturday night. But we need Mr. Leaderboard to tell them that. They ain't gonna listen to me. I'm not a PUBG partner anymore. They don't give a fuck about me, right? But Free to Escape is on the leaderboard. And he's on the leaderboard for recruiting people. And they know they need more people. So if they're going to listen to anybody, it's going to be the number 2 guy in that slot going, hey guys, how about we open it up one more day, maybe Friday or a Saturday? We can still have your Mondays. You can still do your shit on Monday, whatever. Why don't we open up one more day during the week? Let's do a Friday at like 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock. Saturday, 6, 7 o'clock. So I'm going to leave that in Free's hands and he can handle that. I'm just going to do my best to recruit people. I'm going to try to be there, so that's good. We might have a Rowdy in there. Go back to bed. How do you get the code? So what we'll do is, I think Free, you're in the Discord, right? Are you guys, is everybody in Discord? You guys should be in Discord anyhow, right? So for those that aren't in Discord, for some odd reason or another, get into Discord, and then I'll see if Free, that'd probably be the easiest way, right? Free? He can send you the codes through Discord, DMs. You don't use Discord? Okay. I'll just send you one. I'll send you one of mine. I don't have access to codes anymore? Wait a second. No, that can't be right. Did I already give I didn't give my codes away. I only gave one away. Here, let's do this. Manage gifts and guest passes. Bum, 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 bum. I know it's in here somewhere. Ghost, what's going on, buddy? Ghost, you have a PC as well, right? And you do some gaming on it, don't you? Or you were talking about possibly doing some gaming on it. Would you be interested in playing a game like PUBG with us on Monday nights? He might be another one, a good candidate. I don't know. First look. I thought I had, you know what? You're right. I thought I had codes on Steam, but I think that was for Black Budget. Oh, I hate the way I forgot about this. I hate the way we log into First Look. You gotta get an email, and then you gotta use the email. Sales manager at Garber Automotive Group. Your background as sales manager and experience in the automotive industry could be a great match for sale. Nah, fuck you. I'm good. Pass. I'm never going back to that world again. I mean, I'll be a buyer for a bank, but I'm good there. I don't see an email. I don't see the fucking email here. God, this sucks. All right, if I can find, I'll try to send it to you through Steam. It's going to take me a little while because it wants me to log in, and yeah, pain in the ass. There's no users registered with this email. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, it's just one thing after another. I've used First Look forever. That's where I get most of my playtest. All right. Either way, I do only play 2 games: PUBG and softball. That's funny. What's the code for it? It's you're gonna be out of town this. Okay. So every Monday night there's a play test that's been ongoing since April, I want to say, for a game called Project Valor. This is going to be the next evolution in PUBG. You know what? I want to say this might end up being PUBG 2. I don't think it will be. I don't want to say that because it is PUBG, but it's just so different. It's so weird and different. We don't know exactly what this is going to end up being. Right now, it's just called Project Valor, and it's basically PUBG on crack. It's just, I mean, there's just weird shit going. It's just chaos. It's a fun game. I played for the first time last Monday, and I'm going forward. This is every Monday night. This is where you're going to find me because I have a good time with it. They just added mouse and keyboard support. That's why I'm playing. Because originally this was announced for console only. It was in the works, but it looks like now it's going to be both console and PC. So there you go. So I mean, I wish the playtest was taking place on Xbox because then we can get, then we'd be more accessible to like Penguin and Peak and Rick James, But right now, unfortunately, they're only giving the love to PlayStation 5 and PC. Yeah, I will jump in. Just need a code. That's fine, Ghost. If you're available next Monday, these codes are, I mean, as far as I know from what Free's telling me, these codes are, I mean, this test is ongoing until further notice. There isn't an end date. So any and every Monday, you have access. So even if you get a code this week and you don't actually play it until next week, the week after, it's fine. Subnuke, I mean, we could even get Subnuke in there. Subnuke has a PlayStation 5 and he has a PC that he can do some gaming on. So, I mean, but Subnuke just doesn't have time to play. Subnuke, are you available 7 o'clock your time on a Monday nights to play some games with the homies? Good afternoon, by the way. Good to have you. It's completely on crack. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how else to explain it, man. Like, I can go into this in-depth thing, and it's got, it kind of has this from this game, and it kind of has it, and I can try to like give you all the mashup. But the easiest way to explain this is it's just PUBG on crack, man. It's crazy. And again, I wish I could stream this for you guys, because I think the people that are on the fence, or they don't really have time to play it, or they're not really interested in playing it, I think they would still have fun watching us play it, because there's just so much shit going on. I mean, I made the mistake of touching this baby doll. I thought it was like the monkey bomb in Call of Duty, Zombies or whatever. Bro, I mean, I'm not gonna like get into it, but that was the biggest mistake of the game. I mean, I made the most out of it. I had a lot of fun with it, but like, it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Make it stop. Please make it stop. It's just crazy. Free turned into a snake, and he was slithering around in the water and on the grass. And I mean, it was just fucking nuts, dude. The game is crazy. And I mean, a lot of the wins, yes, you need to, you got to have armor, you got to have, gun skills. But a lot of the wins, I think, are just RNG. Because I mean, there's just so many stupid things, so many variables that take place that it doesn't really boil down to like PUBG. It comes down to gameplay. It comes down, the circle. You can blame the circle a little bit on it, but I mean, you got to hit your shots, and you got to, you got to flank. You got to use your smokes. You got to, you got to know how to play the game. This game's similar, but there's so many different variables that it's hard. You got to change the way you play the game. You got to, think differently. First person shooter, it's a lot like PUBG. I mean, I mean, the PUBG symbols all over the fucking place in this game. So, I mean, we could be testing PUBG 2 right now. We don't know. We don't know. Yeah, no end date has been disclosed. His buddy Sal is already in the test on PS5. Subnuke's buddy Sal? Is that what you're saying? I have a CPU, Xbox, a PS5. I'm flexible. Okay. So here's the other thing. Here's the other caveat to this. And I was trying to tell this to Uncle Bubba earlier, is if you're on PlayStation 5, there's no cross play joining. The servers all have PlayStation and PC people on them, but there's no cross play with friends in a squad, if that makes sense. There's cross play, but there isn't squad cross play. Am I saying that right? So like our PS5 guys, we can't join them. So if you're on PlayStation 5 and you want to join the playtest, talk to a couple of your buddies and see. It's a 3-man squad, right? 3? I don't think it's 4. It's just 3-man, right? Talk to your buddies and see if they're, if you want to play, you can get a couple extra people. Free will get you, the codes. That way we can have a bunch of new squads joining us. 3-man squad. There you go. So if you're going to be on PC, there's going to be plenty of us. I think I'm going to start another channel too, so that the people that don't have a squad, if we have enough keys and shit out there, then we can, some people can kind of join each other and mingle and, find new people to play with within the community that we're playing. And then we'll just see you on the battlefield. Without breaking NDA, there's no way to really describe it. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing the best I can and probably breaking NDA. But again, I'm here to drum up some business for them. I'm here to help them out. So we catching a chicken dinner tonight. The player count does not include our team. Yeah. Yeah, that burned us a couple of times. We're looking at player count. We're like, oh shit, just 2 teams left. 3, 3, 3, just 6 players. No, it was 9. It just doesn't tell you. It only tells you enemies, not your team. So that kind of fucked us. We played, I personally played differently, thinking we were just going up against one other squad. And I ran out into the woods to try to flank these fuckers. And they were already waiting. They were dug in like a bunch of rats on the trees. And they knew we were there. And they just smoked us as we ran up on them. But either way, that was my bad. I got a little squirrely on it. Yeah, so 3 mans. But anyhow, tonight's the night. I'm gonna try to get you a code, brother. Let's see, where are you? I'm just gonna pull you up so I have you here. There you are, right there. Send message. Okay, I've got you up. Okay, so I don't forget. Once I'm able to get into first look or whatever and find a key, I will send that to you right away. Okay. That way you can join tonight and play some games. So again, that starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time. You'll have to do the math for your region. And you'll see us out there. So I think that was it. I'm gonna wrap up here, guys. It's been a great day, but I need to get outside. It's 87 degrees. It's getting warmer in this room, which means I need to be outside. So Project Valor playtest tonight. The next few days are just going to be kind of up in the air. So just whenever you see the live notice, just go with it. Just go with it. Friday, Gray Zone, all next week during the Twitch drops and whatnot. I'm going to be doing the 35% off gift subs, so to alleviate some of that for you guys. And then until the Twitch drops stop, and then we'll probably go play something else. So that's my plan as of right now. It may change, subject to change, I guess. But the gaming, the big gaming is going to start on Friday again. I had a lot of fun last week playing it. Unless they break something else in Gray Zone, I finally figured out what the problem was with the micro stuttering and all the issues. And then they dropped a server update today, which I'm hoping didn't fuck any of my settings up. So we'll see. But Gray Zone's running better than it ever has before, guys. So if you had the game, you bought the game, you played it, a year or two ago, and you're like, I didn't really run good on my system, please try it again because it's running way better than it ever has been. Some guys codes too. Okay. Got to hop on this plane. Take it easy, everyone. Yeah, you too, brother. Have fun. Safe travels. Hope you get to your destination okay. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's what the week looks like. That's going forward. That's what we're going to be doing. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna start getting some work done. Get as much done as possible so I have more time to play tonight. I will be here at 8 o'clock though for those that play. Are we running the same squads or are we trying to separate? Or are we gonna figure that out later? I can get my codes when I get home for sure. I have 2 if you need one. Just okay. I thought I had one in Steam. I thought it came with invites, but that's probably the black budget. So I don't know. Free's saying I got to go into first look, but I can't get into first look because, yeah, I don't know. More problems. It's just always fucking problems. Put sunscreen on. There you go. Sub Nuke. Oh, would you be interested in playing a PUBG game with us on Monday nights? Are you available 7 o'clock on Monday to game with the homies like you used to? If so, we'll get this guy a code. And then someone said, Sub Nuke, that your buddy Sal is already involved in the playtest, so you might already know what I'm talking about. But we need more players, brother. Give me smoke today. I'm hungry for a dinner. Feel like we are in sync. Should stick together. I did. I'm still burnt. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get back to my projects. I'll let you guys know how this goes. I'll demo it for you guys on stream maybe, and then I'll put up a little video of how it works and everything, and I'll let you know what the outcome is. I'm hoping to flip these quickly. So enjoy the rest of your Monday. Smoky free. I'll see you guys tonight, and hopefully we'll see a bunch more of you guys as well in this playtest. Yeah, I'm out of here. Peace out.